Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent bringing you episode 11 of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition. I have it loaded up already because I was testing recording at 1280 by 720, and it should go ahead and work, but it crashed just now. So let's go ahead and load it up again. Should be fine. Hope you guys are doing well. Last time, it was a terrible tragedy, very sad. Logain MacTier pretty much screwed over the entire kingdom by leaving the king and the Grey Wardens and everybody to die. And we were rescued by Flemeth, Morrigan's mother, and are here in the wild. So let's go ahead and check this chest. Leather armor, we can't take it. We already have too much. Let's check this chest. Key required. Alright, let's head out and talk to Flemeth as Morrigan wants us to. And Alistair.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
I'm not, thanks to Morrigan's mother.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
I suppose we should thank you.
If you know what is good for you, I suppose you should.
So why did you save us?
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these dark spawns. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Logain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
What is this archdemon exactly?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
What could the Tyrant hope to gain by betraying the king?
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still, I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the first king to gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al-Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war.
You think the Arl would believe us over the Tyrant?
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Such determination. How intriguing.
I still don't know if Al-Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn horde by himself.
Surely there are other allies we could call on.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Why not? Isn't that what the Grey Wardens do?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
I don't suppose you could offer any more help.
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
Thank you, but if Morrigan doesn't wish to join us...
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Very well. Was this your idea all along?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Oh.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
She won't come to harm with us.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
Cool. There's Moogie.
I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. 'Tis not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
No, I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
What skills do you have exactly?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Never mind him. You don't have to cook.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Have you never really been outside the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
I'm just wondering her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
How are we going to get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I don't sense any Darkspawn.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
The Darkspawn are camped farther in the forest?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
Tell me about this village to the north.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to Lothering then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
I have no more questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
Oh,
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
alright. Alistair approves. Codex updated. Level up. Morgan approves. Quest updated. New quests. Level up for Alistair. Human. Warrior Templar. He's already got his specialization. Morgan approves. Let's check her out. Great magic and willpower. Other stats aren't too bad, I guess. Heroic accomplishments. Oh. Only 7% of Dragon Age Origins complete. Interesting. She's killed 204. Oh, wait. No, that's what we've done. As a party, not her. She's a mage. Shapeshifter. Human. Quest updated. Current quests. Broken Circle. Gather the mages of the Circle for your army. The Circle of Magi is a group of powerful mages. If you can enlist their help, they will prove formidable against the Darkspawn. The Circle Tower is situated on Lake Calenhad. Nature of the beast. Gain the cooperation of the Dalish clans. The wandering Dalish elves, if brought together, are a force to be reckoned with. While they remain suspicious of outsiders, they still may honor the old Great Warden treaties. Go to the Dalish elves and seek their help to fight the Blight. A paragon of her kind, gain Orzamar's aid in battling the Blight. You need to travel deep underground to the fabled dwarven city of Orzammar to earn the trust of her king and the dwarven troops for your army. In the Arl of Redcliffe, seek out Arl Aemon. Alistair thinks that you should seek the help of Aemon Guerin, the Arl of Redcliffe. Arl Aemon is a highly respected noble and has a great deal of influence in the Landsmeet. Alistair believes that he will certainly aid you once he learns about Logain's betrayal. Let's go ahead and check the Codex. We have new entries, creatures, the Genlock, emissaries. No, the Alphas. In any group of Genlocks, there's usually one who is dominant. As the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind, Alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in combat. and ogre. Towering over their darkspawn king, the massive ogres are a rare sight on the battlefield. Traditionally, they only appear during a blight, but some records claim that ogres have been spotted in the deep roads, hunting alone or in small groups. At least one report by the Grey Wardens claims that an ogre was spotted alone in the Korkari Wilds in 919 Dragon, though it was weakened and easily dispatched. Up to 100 of these creatures can accompany a darkspawn horde at any one time during a blight, often using their great strength to burst through fortifications and demolish the front lines of the opposing army. They use brute force to charge their enemies like bulls, slam the ground with their fists to shake enemies off their feet, and hurl giant rocks into the face of oncoming foes. Melee can be difficult against a giant that snatches the warrior up in one hand, crushing the life out of him or beating him into oblivion with the other hand. The nimble can try to wiggle his way free, or an ally can attempt an array of stunning blows on the ogre to free the comrade in danger. Grey Warden lore urges caution when slaying an ogre. Unless it is ensured that they have received a major wound to the head or the heart, it is possible that they are lying dormant and will regenerate to full health within a matter of minutes. During a blight, most Grey Wardens recommend burning all darkspawn to ashes, dead ogres in particular. Items 36. Havard's Aegis. That's one of 18, and we found it. It's a shield. Havard was Mafaroth's closest friend. They were children together in the same Avar clan. They fought side by side in so many battles that Mafaroth dubbed him Havard the Aegis, better to have at his side than any shield. Mafaroth brought Havard with him to meet the Tevinters. It was unthinkable to stand before his enemies without his Aegis. When he understood that Mafaroth was giving Andraste over to be executed, Havard, unwilling to draw swords against his friend and liege, placed himself between Andraste and the Tevinter soldiers. The Tevinter struck him down and Mafaroth left him for dead. But Aegis was not so easily destroyed. Havard lived and made his way, gravely wounded, to the gates of Minrathaus to stop the execution. Too late, he found only the ashes of the prophet left to the wind and rain. When his fingers touched the ash, his ears filled with song, and he saw a vision of Andraste dressed in cloth of starlight. She knelt at his side, saying, "Rise, Aegis of the faith, the Maker shall never forget you so long as I remember." His wounds healed instantly, and with his new strength, Havard gathered up Andraste's remains and carried them safely back to the lands of the Alamari. We have his shield. Characters. Alistair, his mother was a serving girl who died when Alistair was very young. He was raised by Aemon Gweren, Earl of Redcliffe, for a time. King Caelan Theron, he fell in battle alongside Duncan at Ostagar. Ser Cothrian, some of us know what honor and loyalty are. Cothrian came to Logain's service the hard way. She belonged to a poor family and was out doing work on the farm when she saw a man on horseback being attacked by several bandits. She rushed to his assistance and found out belatedly that the man she saved was none other than the great hero Logain. Although she was hardly more than a child, he took her in, offering her a position with his soldiers, and she climbed through the ranks through sheer determination. Becoming the commander of Merrick's Shield, Logain's elite soldiers, was the proudest moment of her life. Ser Cothrian. Duncan, he was killed in battle. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Warden sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. You might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the free marches in Orlais. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. He was killed in battle against overwhelming numbers of darkspawn at Ostagar alongside King Caelan. Earl Aemon Gweren. Nobility does not exist without obligation. We owe all we have, even our lives, to our land and our people. As the maternal uncle of King Caelan, Earl Aemon is one of the king's most trusted advisors. Redcliffe, while not a large or especially wealthy part of Ferelden, is a critical strategic location. The fortress guards the western pass that leads to Orlais, as well as the major trade route with Orzammar. A well-respected man, though not the most charismatic, King Caelan once said of him, "My uncle Aemon is a man everyone thinks well of, when they remember to think of him at all." Flemeth. You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Ages ago, legend says Ban Conabar took to wife a beautiful young woman who harbored a secret talent for magic, Flemeth of Highever, and for a time they lived happily until the arrival of a young poet, Osen, who captured the lady's heart with his verse. They turned to the Chasen tribes for help and hid from Conabar's wrath in the wilds until word came to them that Conabar lay dying. His last wish was to see Flemeth's face one final time. The lovers returned, but it was a trap. Conabar killed Osen and imprisoned Flemeth in the highest tower of the castle. In grief and rage, Flemeth worked a spell to summon a spirit into this world to wreak vengeance upon her husband. Vengeance she received, but not as she planned. The spirit took possession of her, turning Flemeth into an abomination. A twisted, maddened creature, she slaughtered Conabar and all his men and fled back into the wilds. For 100 years, Flemeth plotted, stealing men from the Chasen to sire monstrous daughters. Horrific things that could kill a man with fear. These Korkari witches led an army of Chasen from the wilds to strike at the Alamari tribes. They were defeated by the hero Cormac, and all the witches burned, so they say, but even now the wilders whisper that Flemeth lives on in the marsh, and she and her daughters steal those men who come too near. Morgan's mother saved the last Grey Wardens from death at the top of the Tower of Ishal, but just who or what Flemeth truly is a mystery. Loghain Mact here. During the Battle at Ostagar, he fled the field, leaving King Kaelin and the Grey Wardens to die. Morrigan. Her mother claims to be Flemeth. If that's true, the Morrigan might well be a very powerful witch, for the tales of the daughters of Flemeth tell of twisted, monstrous women who can kill a man with fear. She was made to accompany the surviving Grey Wardens, the payment, Flemeth said, for saving their lives at the Tower of Ishal. And controls, we've got inventory overload. Alright, that's it. Let's go ahead and F5. Codex has been updated. Level up. Let's see here. What is that there? Flemeth. Where are we on the map? In the world map? Do we just click Lothering? A small town just off the Imperial Highway at the edge of the hinterlands. Brazilian outskirts, the edge of the Brazilian forest, the dangers which are recorded in local legends. Denerim, Ferelden's largest city and main port. It is also the location of the Royal Palace. Party Camp, the current party campsite. Then there's Lake Calenhad Docks. Sitting in the shadows of the old Imperial Highway, these docks are now the only means to reach the tower. Redcliffe Castle, a fortress high above the village, the home of Arl Aemon Gwern. Redcliffe Village, a fishing village on the shores of Lake Calenhad. Sultry's Pass. Although the route is more treacherous than Geralyn's Pass to the north, the Sultry's Pass can shave more than 2 days' travel off the journey to Orlais. Circle Tower. Rising out of the middle of Lake Calenhad, this tower is the home of Ferelden's Circle of Magi. Frostback Mountains, a range of dramatic peaks that stretch across western Ferelden, forming a natural border with Orlais. So this is why I wanted to read all the codex entries and show you guys the geography and everything, because it's so cool. It's really cool. West Orlais. Ostagar, a ruined fortress. Ostagar has stood since the time of the ancient Tevinter Imperium. Excuse me, world map. You've just opened the world map. It details major locations of interest around the Kingdom of Ferelden. You can use the world map to travel to various locations, although some are not available until you meet certain criteria. Can we travel there? No, I don't want to. Oh, dang. Let me Alt F4. I don't want to travel there yet. It didn't give me a option like. It didn't give me a confirmation. My mouth is dry. Let me go ahead and hit my bottle here. It's not liquor, I assure you. It's just flavored water. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe level up Alistair, perhaps. He's got a specialization, but he's already a Templar. Let's go Strength, Constitution, and Constitution. Then we've got a skill to pick. He's got 1 skill point. Could go into Master. Oh, and he's also got a talent. Requires level 8. That's not going to happen. This would be Master Combat Training. The character is highly experienced in combat and gains small bonuses to armor and attack. Warriors and rogues gain access to top-tier weapon talents. If we select that, not much changes over here. So let's see what else we can go with here. The usual: stealing, trap making, survival, herbalism, poison making. What fits him is just getting the Master Combat Training. Precise striking, a sustained stance. The warrior tries to make each attack count, sacrificing attack speed for a bonus to attack, as well as an increased chance to score critical hits for as long as the mode is active. Dual weapon, archery, weapon and shield, two-handed. Looks like we're going to get shield defense, which is a mode. Character drops into a defensive stance that favors the shield, gaining a bonus to defense and increased chance to shrug off missile attacks, but taking a penalty to attack. With shield balance, the attack penalty is reduced. He doesn't have shield balance. With shield expertise, the defense bonus increases. With shield mastery, the defense bonus increases further. So that's further along this line. And then there's shield mastery and tactics. So we'll go ahead and get shield defense, because he is decked out with the shield. We might as well continue that. I don't see any reason to not. He can taunt, disengage, perfect striking, Templar. He can't get that. Requires level 9. So yeah, it's pretty good for Alistair. He gets a tactics slot. We will maybe do some tactics soon, since this is going to be our party, it looks like. Let me go ahead and F5. Alistair is taken care of. I don't know how to level up yet. That's the thing. Dexterity, cunning. Let's put 1 in willpower. Don't have a specialization yet. We're level 6. Maybe Master Coercion. The character is a silver-tongued Master of Coercion, able to sway just about anyone. And then we can get, like, combat movement. If we get improved combat training, we could get a bonus to attack and defense. But we can eventually get coup de grace. When a target's incapacitated, the opportunistic rogue strike where it hurts the most, inflicting automatic backstabs against stunned or paralyzed targets. Get combat movement. The rogue can easily outmaneuver opponents, granting a wider flanking angle that makes backstabs easier to achieve. Looks pretty good. Let's see here. Let's see what Morrigan can do. She can do frost weapons. While this mode is active, the caster enchants the party's weapons with frost, so they deal additional cold damage with each melee attack. Lightning. The caster fires a bolt of lightning at a target, dealing electricity damage, friendly fire possible. Mind Blast. The character projects a wave of telekinetic force that stuns enemies caught in a sphere. Horror. The caster forces the target to cower in fear, unable to move unless it passes a mental resistance check. Targets already asleep when the spell is cast cannot resist its effect and take massive spirit damage. Stuns enemies. Spider shape. The shapeshifter can transform into a giant spider, gaining a large bonus to nature resistance as well as the spider's web and poison spit abilities. The caster's spell power determines how powerful the form is. With Master Shapeshifter, the mage becomes a corrupted spider, growing even stronger and gaining the Overwhelm ability. Vulnerability Hex. The target suffers a hex that inflicts penalties to cold resist, electric resist, fire resist, nature resist, and spirit resist. Disorient. Entropy. The caster engages in subtle mental manipulation that disorients the target for a short time, making the target a less effective combatant by inflicting penalties to attack and defense. Drain Life. The caster creates a sinister bond with the target, draining its life energy in order to heal the caster. And Winter's Grasp. Primal. The caster envelops the target in frost, freezing lower level targets solid. Those that resist suffer a penalty to movement speed. Alright, so I should go ahead while we're like decking people out and look at some of these mainly Alistair's. What weapons and stuff does she have? A magic staff made of steel, Wildstone clasp, +1 willpower and 10 mental resistance, and Morrigan's robes, +2 magic, 10% cold damage, and just not even worthwhile boots. Staff projectile, arcane bolt. So really no need to give her a longsword or anything. But you, yeah, still can't use this stuff, huh? Jason Flatblade, it's a great sword, but yeah, you're using your shield. But we can go ahead and maybe give him a proper shield now. Dang, the large darkspawn shield is worse than what he's using. Havard's Aegis is a bit better. Gains a bonus of 0.75 in missile deflection, a bonus of 0.08% in fatigue, or an added 0.08, but +4% spell resist and chance to avoid missile attacks. Shield of Highever takes 0.08 less fatigue, but 0.75 less missile deflection. So we can give him Havard's Aegis. There it is. Beautiful. Do we want to deck him out in chainmail? He's got splint mail. What would chainmail entail? Same as the splint mail. Heavy chainmail would be a bit more. But we don't have a whole set to go with. Chainmail itself is the same as splint mail, essentially. Morgan. Oh, she loses the +2 to magic. If I give her that. But I could go ahead and give her studded leather gloves. And I can give her studded leather boots. Okay. Alrighty. That looks about good. Oh, and the Mud Idol, 10% cold resist. Just goes unused. Alright. So I think we're ready to head out here. Let me turn it up a bit. So let's see. Do we want to go south? South is world map. What about further in? I don't know if it's going to let me further in. Just this way. Maybe this way? No. Literally nowhere we can go here. We just have to head to Lothering. So we've said our goodbyes to Flemeth. Saving game. Gather the party and venture forth to Lothering. Along the Imperial Highway. We've made it. Down, wait, Denerim.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak.
You jerk. Logain.
You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
That's Logain's daughter, of course, the queen. Here we are at Lothering.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
You're toll collectors, then.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
You're fixing the highway? I think not.
Not much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you, see?
Do shut up. Even a Genlock would have understood that.
Forget it, I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Do you really want to fight a Grey Warden?
Did he say he's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Logain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
You know, the Grey Wardens could use a donation.
You don't say.
They is really good, boss. Remember?
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
An excellent donation, thank you.
Then take it. Do enjoy your stay in Lothering and all that.
Should have probably really killed them to get them to stop doing this to regular people. We've seen the world map. Received 20 silvers. Quest updated. Codex updated. What's the Codex update? Lothering. In ancient times, Lothering was little more than a trading post that served the fortress of Ostagar to the south. Nowadays, it is larger, serving Redcliffe and the community of merchants and surface dwarves near Orzammar. Its location on the North Road gives it strategic value, so control of Lothering has historically been a matter of contention between the southern Banorn and the South Reach Arling. King Callan had himself stepped in and awarded the town to South Reach in the Exalted Age, which has largely ended the feud, or at least the appearance of it. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, the Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Quest updated. Bandits on the road. Deal with the bandits taking advantage of travelers. Bandits have set up a barricade on the road to Lothering. They're robbing innocent travelers by forcing them to pay a toll. You revealed you're a Grey Warden and they let you go, afraid to cross you. But I think I'm going to kill them. Anyway, Dead Templar. Knight's Locket. This golden locket bears within its tiny painting of pretty brown-haired young woman. It is impossible to tell who the woman might be, but whoever owned the locket was quite fond of her. Knight's note. This crumpled note is written by Sir Henrik, a knight of Redcliffe. Let's take it all. Fallen Templar. A note from Sir Henrik. The codex has been updated. So many of my fellow knights have been searching for the urn. Surely one of them must have found Brother Genetivi by now. Still, until I hear that all is well, I must proceed as planned. Brother Genetivi holds the key to finding the urn of sacred ashes. We always knew this, but I believe I now know where Brother Genetivi lies. I have been to his home in Denerim and found the trail, and I am amazed that other knights have not done likewise. Unless they have? No, it is best not to get caught up in thoughts of conspiracy. Sir Donal awaits my report in Lothering. I must go to him immediately and report what I have learned. Should anyone find these ramblings, all I ask is that he be informed of my fate. I pray that he complete what I cannot. A note from Sir Henrik of Radcliffe. And characters. Queen Honora. We have been given the gift of freedom by our forebears. Let us not squander it. The only child of the war hero Loghain MacTier, Honora has never been one to stay quietly in the background. It is common knowledge that in the 5 years Honora and Kaelin held the throne together, she was the one wielding the power. She is held in much higher esteem than her husband by the people of Ferelden, nobility and commoners alike, and commands the respect even of foreign nations, having once inspired Empress Celine of Orlais to declare Honora of Ferelden as a solitary rose among brambles. Loghain MacTier, he then returned to Denerim and declared himself the regent to his daughter, the Queen Honora, demanding that Ferelden follow him against the Darkspawn, upsetting a great many of the bands. Ban Tegan Guerin. The Banorn will now bow to you simply because you demand it. Younger brother to Arl Aemon of Redcliffe and uncle to King Kaelin, Tegan holds the Banorn of Rainisfere, a tiny province of Redcliffe squeezed between the Frostback Mountains and Lake Calenhad. Ban Tegan avoids the Denerim court except to go hunting with his nephew, and rarely makes himself heard at the lands meet, preferring to leave politics to his brother. Who, of course, is the Arl Aemon. Yeah, you're not going to get away with this.
Back, are you? I thought we settled things nice and amicably with you wardens.
I want some questions answered.
About what? We're just, greeting travelers.
Actually, it's more refugees here.
Yes, fine. Life's hard all over. Nothing of concern to you Grey Wardens.
You said something about Grey Wardens killing the king.
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Tern Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens.
Wow. It's time for you and your men to leave.
Well, we don't want trouble, so yes, we'll do that. Thank you for sparing us.
But you said these refugee types was easy pickings.
There are better pastures elsewhere, you fool. Time to go.
Quest completed. Alright, I'm going to see what's in these crates.
As you say.
Trap trigger. Even the most powerful trap requires a trigger. The bit of metal and wire could easily be turned into one by someone of sufficient skill and a studded leather helm. Yeah, just take it. And trap trigger and deep mushroom. Alright, I'm going to save here because it's probably been enough for an episode. Maybe. Let's go ahead and save and F5. And check the time. It is, in fact, 44 minutes. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the app. Stay tuned for much more. The game crashed anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Having a lot of fun. I know I'm recording a bit ahead with this series, but I'm having so much fun that it's hard not to. So I'll see you guys next time. Much love, peace, joy. Take care, and stay tuned for much, much more. So long.